Cabin 13 Productions.
Have you ever noticed you have a cheese kind of somehow?
He would be weak, you know.
He's like, oh, I'm flying. You know, like, not to be that guy,
That
but
or just,
he-
ah! Did your girlfriend think I smell like No, I don't want you to sniff me right now.
Let
what
me
the
sniff.
is happening? Maybe I need meds.
Maybe you do, man.
I'm such a loser, sweating God, I'm the worst.
On the Woodsmen podcast, we've explored the shadows that lurk within our world, the paranormal, the unexplained, and the unsettling mysteries hidden deep within the wilderness. We've discussed aliens, Bigfoot, and even government disclosures that hint at forces beyond our understanding. But some stories are harder to talk about. Some mysteries are not just legends or theories, they are real. And they leave behind grieving families searching for answers that may never come.
Throughout the years, countless people have vanished without a trace in forests, mountains, and national parks. Many are never found. Others are discovered in places that defy logic, miles away from where they disappeared, with no explanation for how they even got there. Search dogs lose their scent, rescue efforts come up empty, and official reports offer no real conclusions.
The Missing 411 books and documentaries shed light on these eerie cases, forcing us to ask the most unsettling question of all. What is happening in the woods, and why is no one talking about it?
Welcome back to the Woodsmen podcast. We're your hosts, Brent Murphy.
And Joey Rucker,
And my man, another day.
another nickel.
Hell yeah. Well, it has been an incredible season, but
It's been a taxing season too, just so everyone's aware.
it's crazy. It's been a taxing season, yet this has been the most consistent season
Yes,
we've ever
yes.
had. So
taxing, but well worth it, and actually more
efficient.
efficient, yeah.
Yeah, easy. Well, we're coming to an end. This is the season finale of season 4.
Season 4.
Yeah. So we
was
hope
a
you
good
guys
run.
enjoyed everything. It's been a great time. We're tired.
Thank
We're
you guys.
again recording late like we usually do. And
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. That's all from us.
I haven't had dinner
And
yet.
we'll see you next season. All right.
Yeah. All right. And then just ends the episode like right there. Nah, it's been a great time, but you know, we enjoy it, right?
We do. I don't enjoy our work ethic because our work ethic is no
Hey,
matter the price, get it done.
My work ethic has been so much better this season than any other
Yeah.
season we've had.
We have hands down put in the most effort into maintaining this show's consistency and its overall. There hasn't been too many like leaps and bounds as past seasons in like production quality, because we finally got to a point where our production quality is actually like, I would say, good. I think
Yeah,
the
that's
biggest
fair.
one is that we fixed our quality on YouTube,
Thank
because
God.
that was dumb.
Yeah.
But no, so it's kind of nice to finally have a season where we didn't actually have to like stop a sucky part of our production from being sucky. We actually
To
have
then
just-
start it back up as hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. We've talked about it a lot, and now Brent will list everything we talked about this season.
Yeah. Well, what? I don't even know what episode of the month we're on. I'm going to assume it's on what? Weirdness week?
Yeah,
right?
we're on sure.
No, it's a wild week.
How are we on?
Yeah.
Oh, but this
we're
is
wild
also
week.
things got a little mixed up because
for anyone listening to this episode, we were originally supposed to do this episode like months ago.
And
but
then life came to kind of kick us in the ass.
We had life. We took 1 or 2 weeks off
Mm-hmm.
just to get our together. So this is Wild Week, but I would say this is a little bit mixed with Weirdness Week. So it is about the woods. It is about all that kind of stuff. But, we have a hint of weirdness within it. So we hope you guys enjoy it. We hope you guys like it. We'll get into that on the actual main topic. But, after this week, I mean, for you guys, maybe it sucks. But for us, goddamn, it's a very needed break. So we're going to be gone for about 4 weeks.
We're going to take a long, nice vacation from the Woodsmen. I know. Stop crying. We can hear it, chat. We can hear it.
Don't worry. If you guys don't want to miss us, you can listen to us on Patreon because we'll still be releasing. So
we're still going to try and get that show continued so that our subscribers who do join us either now or later don't miss out on actually getting not only bang for their buck, but also some Woodsmen, getting that Woodsman itch scratched,
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. We do have some stuff lined up. Maybe Joey doesn't know about them, but I know about them on the dome. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Okay. That's great.
But May 25th, around May 25th, that'll be the debut of season 5. So we hope you guys, enjoy it.
Yes.
We do have some topics lined up that we're excited to go over. So,
but hopefully by that time we'll have like a general idea of all of season 5 getting, locked in, because we did that similarly with this season where months ago now, which is crazy to think about.
Wild.
We actually sat down, had some conversations, and we got I think you came up with most of the topics. So I hope to help out actually getting topic ideas out this time. But we put those topics together like before the whole season started.
Yeah.
Or at least like an episode or 2 in.
So if you guys want to know how involved it is to make a podcast.
Yeah.
Planning 15 weeks in advance is
I remember
quite a bit.
I remember when you first got the document written of like all the topics we were going to try and tackle this season. And I was like, oh, cool. That's a lot of topics. That'll be fun to talk about. And then I saw like the last one and it said it was going to be in April. And I was like, you're planning for April? That's kind of dumb.
You're planning that we're going to be a podcast by April?
Like that's
crazy.
But in my brain, I was like unintentionally just like, no, that's too far out. Why are we planning so far ahead? Now we're here.
And we are at April 27th. So literally 1 week away from May.
And I feel so unprepared for the next season, which is why we need another.
Well, we will say that we might sound a little bit the same around July because, spoiler alert, I'm going to Mexico for 10 days in July. So I will be gone, but hopefully it won't be gone from your guys' hearts.
Yep.
It's only like 1 week, right? It's only like 1 episode. It's not even that bad. But,
no.
Yeah, hopefully
who knows? Maybe we could make that its own topic. Your trip to Mexico.
Maybe I'm gonna come back with an accent and everything. I'll be darker than ever before, and
hopefully, I hope you don't burn.
I'm burning, buddy. Look at me. Do I look like I'm not gonna burn in the sun?
You don't have Hispanic nature in your
Hell
family.
no.
Okay.
Hell no. We got native and we got Scottish, and that's about it.
The native culture burn? I don't actually know. Like, I don't want to be dumb, but
they say redskin. I definitely turn red.
I know they're but I thought that was just kind of like a description of their tone. I didn't know if that was like in relation to too much sun.
Oh, I burn from too much sun, buddy. You've seen me at the beach.
Yeah, you lather up in that SPF 50.
I have SPF 150, bro.
Not even worth the cancer.
It's not even worth it, dude.
Whereas
my family got a history of melanoma.
Which is so funny because I'm such the opposite.
You are. You do not wear anything.
I'll just stick it out. I'll heal one day, and most of the time I come back burnt ass back, and Isaac doesn't know, so he comes up and is like, "Hey, Joe," and
slaps you with
spine.
like the worst moment possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's anyway. This is gonna
gonna
be
be
a
great.
great season. We are looking forward to it. We'll have a whole new vibe. Probably. We'll see
Hopefully,
how much stuff gets upgraded, but as every season does, there will
we're
be
gonna have a new intro.
more to
though.
look forward to. So are you doing an official Woodsman promise?
I am, because I'm
Oh,
the one gonna be recording it, so
All right. I mean,
it's gonna be an original.
does that mean does that mean I should just do also a new animation for it? Damn. All right. It's gonna be a whole new intro, chat. Official Woodsman promise
We got 4 weeks to do
to
it.
get it done. But
Well,
look forward to it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or stories on Cabin 13 Productions or our studio, you can always head over to the Woodsman Pod at gmail.com.
And always, you can please check out our social media accounts at Woodsman Pod on Instagram and X. We also are posting some of our stories on YouTube Reels.
YouTube
No, not,
Reels.
is it YouTube Reel? No, YouTube Shorts.
Shorts. Well,
There's too many names now, dude.
they're all the same thing. If you watch,
It's all the same.
If
Although YouTube,
if you watch TikTok, yeah, we've been doing pretty good on YouTube. So.
Not bad. So for the amount
I haven't
we've
even
posted,
been trying. Yeah,
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we've been
Um,
averaging 1,000 plus
that's pretty
every
good.
single time.
Yet no one subscribes. Listen, YouTube, if you're hearing me right now,
You know our algorithm. You know.
please subscribe. It's free. What do all the YouTubers
What
say?
more do we have for you?
You can always change your mind later. Like I think that's what all the YouTubers say now.
But I know you won't change your mind because we're
We're
quality.
worth it. We're
Yeah.
number one podcast ever.
In the U.S.
In the U.S.
Don't look it up, please.
Don't look it up. We have 5-star ratings on
We do. We have
Spotify.
only 5-star ratings
Only
on Spotify.
5-star ratings. So keep that in mind when you're wanting to look
Sure,
for a
there's
quality
only like
show.
3.
You're not supposed to say that part. That's off script.
You're right.
But yeah, so please check out our socials. Maybe one day we'll also get a TikTok.
It's great. Well, lastly, you can subscribe to our Patreon for a candid, uncensored show Back to the Cabin at patreon.com/The Woodsman Podcast. And let me tell you, the last couple episodes,
They've been fun.
they've been fun.
They've been
They've been a fun time to release. So you can actually catch us,
Either this week or
last
next week.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know.
last Wednesday
Last
was
Wednesday
your
we had
guys'
one, so
yeah,
technically, if you don't get one this week, you will definitely get one,
the week after.
which I don't know the date off
I
the
don't
top
either.
of my head, but
We didn't
we didn't
think
discuss
that far. Yeah. Well, we hope you guys enjoy it, and
crazy discussion, one we've been putting off for a while, hence the laptop getting stolen days.
it's been
Officially time to do it, dude.
yeah, it's time. Well, hopefully you guys will join us on this journey for Missing 411. Let's get on with the show.
It's been a long road to get here, my friend. We have gone through
Amen.
trial and tribulation. This topic dates back to some of our earliest episodes where we mentioned it in passing for other topics.
And then we lost all the audio.
And then we lost the audio for a full dedicated episode about this. It's been a long journey. And even when we wanted to do it for a full episode, life still came to smack us in the face. And
We're technically not even doing a full episode now because it's just based on one documentary.
yeah, there's so much information. By the way, we're talking about 411 cases.
Woo! We're talking specifically about the documentary.
The documentary.
Missing 411.
This documentary was from or directed or written by David Paulides, I believe.
Yeah.
He was like the main person in charge of all of it.
He's the one that brought up all the books, man.
It's based on the book series written by David Paulides. So it's an insane documentary. Me and Brent literally like sat down one day and decided to like get on a Discord call, I think, and just watch it together. Like we weren't even talking to each other. We just had it
Quite
playing.
literally, because they were synced up at different moments, even though we started them at the same time. Because I think like one of us had ads, one didn't.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
I ended up being like way far behind than
Yep,
Joey was.
yep.
He was like, "You just got there," and I'm like, "Bitch, I just started like
I'm still
15
working
minutes
on
ago,"
this.
and you're like, "I'm almost done with the film." Like, you know. So
Highly recommend. You should totally look into for any browser you use. I recommend Brave, Safari.
yeah, they take out ads,
They
right?
take out all the ads.
Yeah.
And it's done it very well. YouTube has somehow found a way to break everything. There's no getting around YouTube ads anymore. Brave might still be able to do it, but no, it's Twitch. This is so unrelated, but Twitch, I don't know how to get rid of Twitch ads. Twitch does
I've
some
never
other
had
thing.
ads on Twitch, which is crazy.
If you're following like a really big streamer,
Oh,
sometimes.
so not you. Not you.
No, you don't get ads on my stream. No, you're right. Thank you. Thank you for that, my friend. Anyway, back to 411.
We don't get ads either, so it's fine.
It's true. We might be Have we mentioned that? I don't remember if we mentioned that on air.
I've been trying. I've been
Season
slaving
5.
away, trying to get ads on our
Season 5?
channel. Yeah.
Maybe.
We're also extremely low.
So it's
You have to
fine.
remember, we do this primarily on YouTube, even though like most ad services are for like Spotify,
Mm-hmm.
Apple Podcasts, Podcaster.
Well, that's what I mean.
all
Most
that
of the
shit. Yeah.
sponsors, if we get them working, wouldn't even be for YouTube. It would
You
be for
need
everything else,
to
right?
work on YouTube ads.
I will work on that for season 5. Don't look at me like that. I will. Why are you looking at me like that? Come on. I will. I promise. For the love of God. I know. It's hard because I forget.
How can you forget this is like half of
The
your
only
life?
thing we do. Because sometimes I just feel like it's all I do. So whenever I'm like, oh, no, I don't have to think about it. Honestly, there are
All
sometimes.
you do is work.
Yeah. I
And
know.
so do I.
This last Patreon chat that we put out, where we spoke about, I believe, like it was meant to be. Was that the Walking Dead one? Wait, what did we talk about? I don't even remember, dude. This is what I'm talking about. Maybe I need meds.
Maybe you do, man.
Point is, this last episode, just to even speak more to the point, bro, I was getting ready to post it. Or no, I'm sorry, I wasn't. I was literally sat at home. I had just gotten home from like a late shift at work or something. And I open Instagram. I open it up and I see a post from the Woodsman. I'm like, oh, Brent posted another reel. Let's see which one he did. I click on it and it says, make sure to check out the new episode of Back to the Cabin out tomorrow. And I was like, dude.
Which is crazy. You know what, chat? No, I'm going to put this full on blast. You know, we have a schedule. We have a calendar together. We, like, there's no reason why this man should forget anything. Yet, I sent him the audio this week on Tuesday, and then I get an alert last night, Saturday, at 11:30 p.m. saying he finished uploading.
I don't get a notification or anything that the audio has been uploaded.
I told you on Tuesday I would have the audio.
Yes,
for
but there
both
have been other
Patreon
weeks
and
when you
both
say you
main
will, and then
episodes.
it's just because of life, and I don't blame you. But there have been other weeks where
You should maybe check.
Okay,
I check every time.
right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm the worst person in the world.
Anyways, the
Sorry that I'm
Patreon was "Am I the asshole?" So it was
Oh,
completely
yeah.
different from anything this man just said.
That's right. Am I the asshole?
Anyways, if you like "Am I the asshole?" post, you should check out the Patreon.
I'm sorry. I'm a terrible co-host. I know you hate me. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry that I've let all of you down. Maybe I'll just get fired and Brent can have a new.
I'll just start my spooky episode, and this will be the end of the Woodsman.
The Woodsman. I'll purely only be here to stand behind the camera.
Hey, we're 60 episodes.
This is also true. This is our 60th episode and the season finale. That's kind of a fun moment.
I mean, we should take a shot for that one, but
I can't, you know that, but you know what would be a good Patreon episode for the next one? I don't know if you have plans, but it could just be like a celebratory, hey, we could make it a tradition. Anytime we
I have
finish
no
a season,
plans besides just recording.
you
the
said there
episode,
may,
Joey.
you literally said in housekeeping that there might be some ideas roaming around that Joey may not know about yet. You said that about the Patreon.
I said that about the main episode, you dumb.
All right, I might need meds. You know, thinking
We were literally talking about planning
I
the
know.
main episode topics. No one said anything about a Patreon episode.
listen, I
Yeah, go on and twiddle your phone over there.
don't talk to me like that. I know I'm literally the worst.
So who is David Politis, Joey's?
All right, yeah, let's just, I guess, go to the 411 now. Something we've been looking so forward to, but now I feel like Brent hates me.
I don't. My man just
Pisses me off.
My man just finds ways to disappoint me.
Sorry. I disappoint everyone. I literally can't keep anyone happy. Let's do a therapy episode because I could go on and on.
Let's talk about it.
Later.
Let's talk about it.
Later. Later.
That'll be the next Patreon.
Patreon is just Joey's therapy session.
So how does that make you feel?
All right. Officially getting into it. 9 minutes in to main one. Missing 411. This is something we've talked about a lot of times. It came up primarily in some of our weird weeks or times where we've had our episodes about the woods in particular, because we know how much you guys love our woods episodes. For some reason, those ones always do.
It's almost like the Woodsmen podcast being the name of the show.
Should reflect a little bit on.
Maybe. We have to name this one about the woods. We've got Woods episode, missing 411.
We should, dude. We should. To describe what 411 is, for any of you who don't know yet or haven't heard us talk about it before, Missing 411 is a series of books written by author David Politis that chronicles the unsolved yet eerily similar disappearances of children and adults in the wilds of North America across multiple decades. David Politis himself states that he received his undergraduate and graduate degrees from the University of San Francisco. In 1977, he began a 20-year career in law enforcement, transferring in 1980 to the San Jose Police Department, working in the patrol division on the SWAT team. Oh, I forgot he was literally part of the
My man.
fucking SWAT. Dude was like all out.
My man was a real guy, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, he's still living. He's still doing this.
Oh yeah,
to
he's
this
still
day, so.
completely dedicated to this topic and all these stories, so it's still very much part of his life. Also, the patrol and street crimes unit, and a variety of assignments in the detective division. David has written over 12 books, with 10 of them being within the Missing 411 series. You want to talk about where we're...
God, I'm sitting here trying to write one book, and my
Dog.
man's written 12.
What
a guy.
I don't know how he does it. I'm too tired. Because I
Maybe
wanted to
you
write a
should
book
sleep.
too. I wanted to write a book too.
Maybe you should sleep.
You're right. Okay, you're right. This episode isn't even 411. You know what's missing? Joey's sense of self. He's lost it. Went into the woods one day, disappeared.
When was the last time you went into the woods?
The snow day.
Which was?
I don't know. Was there a special event
Months
for that?
ago?
No. It was not months ago. If any, it was like...
Hold up, chat. I'm going to look it up.
Oh my God. All right. Well, while he does that, I'm going to explain where we're primarily getting this. We've mentioned it a little bit, but this is basically from a documentary that we found based on the books that David Politis wrote. And it's also based on a real life horror story for all of those who were involved in these cases. The film examines each case from multiple perspectives in an attempt to shed light on the unsettling topic. Now, we're going to do our best to pronounce some of these names because some of them aren't like, Jerry or Ben. So I apologize to any families if I incorrectly say your names, but or any people involved that were interviewed or anything like that. But part of the documentary mentions Les Stroud, I believe.
Les Stroud.
Would you say Les Stroud? Of Survivor Man and Obama-appointed former Secretary of the Interior, Ken Salazar, are both interviewed on this documentary for their insight into the topic as the families who have fallen victim to the tragedy. So, we have a couple examples and stories we're going to bring up. Did you find something that you want to tell chat about how dumb I am and how I should just jump off a goddamn building tomorrow?
I won't say that you're dumb, but the last time you were in the woods was...
It was with you, Alex.
It was March 10th.
It's
almost May.
Yeah.
That's
March 10th?
It's 2
You're
months.
talking the time with
So 2
Isaac,
months.
Alana,
Yeah.
and Alex. Where we went up to the village, or whatever it's called. Is it called the village? Damn, hope so, because that would have been another one of those where you'd be like, dog.
That just shows how much you don't go out.
I enjoy my time alone. Some
You
people
sleep.
are like that.
That's all you do.
Some people enjoy that. You can judge all you want. Some people are extroverts, like getting out, talking to people, going away from home. Sometimes I like to just sit back, enjoy my time where it's quiet, where no one bugs me.
But they do.
What do you mean they do?
Your siblings bug you?
Yeah, they do, but I have locks on my doors.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Been a while since you've been to my house. Yes, I have
Yeah,
locks on my
it
doors.
has. I wonder why.
You were there for Easter.
What, 2 hours? I used to live at this man's house, by the way.
I used to live at yours.
And I wonder what changed.
I started working.
So do I.
I know. And
At your work.
all right. I have a feeling Brent's in a mood today. He's being awfully mean to me.
Anyways,
You talk about our first case.
we're going to go into our first case right now.
This is, from what I remember, because I can't remember exactly. It's been a little while since Brent and I had watched the documentary. I can't remember if this is the specific kid who's like the main story that goes throughout the documentary, or if this is
I
one
actually
of the...
don't remember either, so we're gonna
This
find
could very
out.
well be like the best story.
Yeah, this could be
So,
the best one. I
but-
honestly don't remember, but
Yeah,
we're gonna
but
find out all
Talk to us
together.
about it.
So this is the disappearance of Dior Coons Jr. And
I
again,
think this might be the
this
one.
is like found on the Missing 411 documentary or whatever. So
And
you
where
guys
did
check
we
it
watch
out.
it? Is there a place we can let chat know? Because we watched it.
It
For
was
free,
I
didn't we?
I think it was on Tubi.
Was it on Tubi?
Yeah,
Definitely
so
recommend.
it should be free. It should be free.
Yeah, if it's not, we'll put it in the description of the episodes. So
Yeah.
or at least where it is.
And I mean, there's a couple episodes about the Missing 411 cases, all that kind of stuff. But this is like the main one that kind of came out where they had a lot of information.
Caught people's attention and-
yeah. This is
Gotcha.
besides the books. I mean, if you want all of the information,
Definitely check.
definitely check out the books. I mean, there's 10 about just Missing 411 type of stuff. Obviously, it gets a little bit more fringe towards the end because I think David Paulides like more or less leans toward Bigfoot cases than natural occurrences. But if you're into that stuff, you would love it. So, definitely check it out. So this is, again, the disappearance of Dior. This was around the location of Timber Creek Campground. Oh, God, I can't
got
even
this.
talk. Campground near Leodore, Idaho. So a little bit far away from us, for sure. This was around July 9th, 2015. There were a couple individuals that were involved. You had Dior Coons Sr., which was the father. You had Jessica Mitchell, which was the mother. Robert Bob Walton, which is the maternal grandfather. Isaac Rainwand. Yeah? Rainwand?
Rainwand sounds
Yeah.
looks right, yeah.
Rainwand, which was actually the grandfather's friend, Robert. And then you have last but not least, Dior.
These stories, just hearing some of the names, the stories like kind of slowly
It's coming back, and you're like, oh,
oh,
yeah.
some of the stuff that happens isn't good.
It's sad, but it's so interesting because like some of the just does not add up whatsoever. So we have a timeline of events, right? So starting July 10th of 2015, this was a Friday. Dior Jr., which is unfortunately the victim, followed his family toward a creek where they had been fishing.
Mm-hmm.
This
is definitely
this is the one.
crazy
This is the one. At some point, he had trailed off and then just out of nowhere suddenly vanished. The family initially searched for approximately 20 minutes before they ended up calling 911. Jessica, the mother, was the first to contact the authorities, and due to the remote location, a kidnapping was ultimately, as we would suspect, kind of considered as, maybe kidnapping, but also like the kidnapping was unlikely because of like how like
it didn't add up because it was a family
was.
gathering out in the woods. Like you're together, you're in a remote location. Who's gonna just be out there and just be like, ooh, snap?
Yeah,
gotcha.
Let me snap this kid,
Yeah.
and like none. Again, you're right. After seeing the names, I'm like, there's so much that doesn't add up with this. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're in. Imagine like a place where you're like, hey, we're not gonna go to a normal campground. We're gonna like go deeper into the woods, maybe like BLM land or anything like that, where like you can just freely camp. It's one of those like, if you have trash, make sure you pick it up.
Yeah.
Leave the campsite as you found it, type of thing. Like very
people aren't
like
gonna. It's not like a thing where
enclosed.
people are coming to check on you all the time. You book the location and then
There is
you
no
basically-
forest. There is
yeah.
no forest rangers like coming out to check on you about like, hey, do you have your adventure pass? Like, yeah, that's not that's not a thing, right? So it already kind of leaves a little bit of like, maybe not, So when it comes to search and rescue efforts, within hours, which is like pretty impressive,
Which is impressive for sure.
over 200 searchers were deployed. And this also included not only ground teams, but search dogs. Authorities searched, things like caves, creeks, and eagle dens, but found no clues. And, you include eagle dens, and you're like, why birds? But eagles can pick up they can pick up a lot of pounds worth of...
We saw a video just the other day of like a bald eagle picking up a whole deer from a mountain
and just drag that fool off and let it fall to its death. And then took its remains, dude. I mean, like, eagles are crazy. I mean, they can...
if you put that into perspective, it's a very likely thing that it could have been in an eagle's den, because if you think about the fact that an eagle could carry a whole deer, which is definitely more than a 2-year-old child's weight. Dior Jr. was small. He's he's
a small kid. He's a small kid.
There's no way he can protect himself or fight back. He would be weak,
He's like, oh, shit, I'm flying. Like, not to be that guy,
that
but...
or just... Yeah, it would be something like that, dude.
Fucking Subnautica reference for you guys. You get it. So authorities, again, they searched the caves, the creeks, obviously the eagle dens and everything. They found no clues, right? No evidence of an animal attack was also discovered. No torn clothes, no blood, no drag marks. And statistically, children who go missing in the wilderness are often found within 0.4, half a mile.
Yeah.
You know, like
which
it's
is
not
pretty
that far.
close. I mean, that's not super far away. You know?
Yeah,
which makes sense. They're smaller. Where are they gonna go? If it's not an animal attack, if it's not a kidnapping, and it's just they're lost or seemingly just vanished.
Like, where are they gonna
How
go?
far are they gonna
You know,
get?
like they're not gonna get that far, and yet no trace of Dior was even found. Period.
Which is wild.
And like when you come to drag marks and all that kind of stuff, we'll get into it with more stories. I mean, there's so much that goes in, like with this. No drag marks. That's already interesting in itself because, you know, if an animal is going to drag you off, a person's going to drag you off, anything of that nature, they do not really care about covering tracks if it's fast.
No.
You know?
Well,
you would see shoes dragging, you would see, you know, signs of a struggle,
Blood,
you would see you would see
footprints, anything.
multitude of different things, right? And even after officials searched, you know, they searched, the efforts ended, volunteers continued looking for Dior because they knew that this was such like
It didn't add up.
interesting case that didn't make sense. Yeah.
How could he just be gone with no evidence anywhere? Any kind of evidence. It doesn't have to be just animal attacks. Why was there no evidence of person involvement?
Yeah.
How could he just
no sounds,
nothing
no
in the
screaming,
Because that's
no
another thing you
anything.
could think. Maybe he
Yeah.
fell in the river. Maybe he got dragged away.
But you would hear something.
You would hear something. You
Yeah.
would know something. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know, it is interesting. That's why a lot of people like still continue the search even after like all the search, you know, and rescue people decided like, hey, this might be a closed case. We got to move on with other things, right? So when you come to the investigations and the family theories, a lot of the family's response was the law enforcement initially stated that the family was cooperative and there were no signs of immediate signs of foul play, which, I mean, when you listen to the people, and again, like if you watch this documentary, the family's on cam, you can tell that they're like devastated. You know, they're trying to keep it together because they're on camera, but like ultimately they're like, please just bring our son home. You know, like that's all that they care about, you know? The parents returned home 3 days after the disappearance. They later met with David Paulides himself.
Yeah.
You know,
it's got to be the hardest thing to make that final decision. And I think there was
they're
another.
like, you're not.
There was another story where
possibly
Dad
getting
had
your.
mentioned- I don't think it was this one. I can't remember off the top of my head which kid it was that we were going to discuss today. But there was that other dad who was like, the hardest part of it all was finally saying, "I guess I have to drive home now. Like I have to.
Yeah.
I have to leave.
Yeah.
They're like, what? I can't stay. There's nothing else I can do. There's nowhere else to look." That final decision to
My
say,
mental health,
I'm
my
going
wife's
home
mental
now,
health, like all my other,
I
you
can't
know,
imagine,
family
dude.
and friends. Like, yeah, no, dude. And it's crazy when you like think of like what all this entails for like not just one person, but for an entire family, an entire generation of like people. Like, you know, like this is like a hard thing to go through. You know, Jessica, the mother, she was also questioned about like, and this to me, I don't know about you, this was some bullshit. Like, she was questioned because they were very, like, the family was very open to interviews. They did not care about, like, hey, anything that's going to possibly bring our son back, we're going to bring it to the public light because, like, we want our son back. Like, that's, like, the ultimate goal. People question this mom's calm demeanor during the 9/11 phone call. Or, I'm sorry, the 911 phone call, right?
Yeah.
You know, because again, she was trying to be calm and collected and try and get all the information like out there and everything. And again, when they called 911, it was what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't long after.
You know, they were
situation
like,
had
hey,
happened.
we don't know what's going on, but we can't find our son. You know, this is where we're at. This is what we've been doing. You know, can you please send people out trying to, you know, like she would ultimately what a 911 operator would be asking for of a person who was calling them.
Yeah,
they started to begin to question her about it.
And the thing is, like, I don't think we've fully explained the gravity of how the situation unraveled. I looked through some of the other notes. I don't think we're going to get too in depth about it. So just so that other people can have a visual in their head. From what I remember, correct me if you remember differently, but the mom and the dad, you know, purposefully and specifically left Dior Jr. with the grandpa
Oh, yes.
fishing.
Yeah, yeah.
They both
yeah.
left to go either walk down the trail a bit or go back to the truck or just go up the river a bit. But they knew, they were both aware, and the grandfather was also aware and has mentioned in interviews that he was aware that they left Dior Jr. with him. Dior Jr. had wandered off at this point after the parents had left.
On his own.
On his
Yeah,
own,
yeah.
while I believe, I can't remember his name, but the grandfather and Isaac were fishing by the river
Yeah.
and just had not paid attention for a moment, and that's when he was gone. So one thing I wanted to raise that into the conversation for is talking about how the mother could have been involved with the disappearance. If you're going to make that argument, obviously we don't know. But if you're going to make the argument that the mom did it, I hate that a lot of the arguments have just been the mom because of her calm demeanor. If you're going to blame the mom, you got to blame the dad, because in every story,
because they both left them alone.
they were both
with
together.
Yeah.
There was no separation of the mom. So for people to be like, "Oh, she was too calm in the interview. She was too
Or
calm
that
in
there
the
was
911
foul
call."
play or anything
No,
like that. Like, you have to blame more than like one person.
can't
And
blame
she
it all
got
on this
like
mom.
most of the
Yeah, she was the
Like,
one
she
that got
got everything.
most of it, for sure.
and it doesn't make any sense, like I just don't get it. Some also speculated that her past medical history, for whatever reason, as she had undergone procedures to prevent pregnancy, so like
This
she's
was
just
an
like,
interesting
what,
thing
got
to
her
bring
tube
up.
ties? Like, I
Yeah,
don't
she
really.
she didn't want to have a kid.
Yeah,
So
but like people were like theorizing she may not she might not even wanted children, which it's like she already had a kid, so like I don't
Yeah.
understand, like, after having the kid, her getting her tubes tied or anything like that. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
I can
Like, I don't understand,
in
like,
a form of hysteria why people, or just people latching onto the story, people want to find any
they want to
out-
find a
yeah.
logical explanation with
and
everything,
a lot of
and that's
people
fine.
love the
Like,
drama of the news these days. People love knowing, like, oh, it was the last person we expected it to be, and so I understand why people would latch onto the mom, even the dad or the family, but it just seems like if you really take it, at face value, there's not enough evidence to
Yeah.
like convict this mom of doing anything foul.
well, and, like, sadly, it's not like she was trying to like abort Dior or anything like
No,
that.
no.
There's nothing about that. There's nothing about that in the medical cases.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that in the documentary or anything. It wasn't like she was like, we got to get this baby out of here or anything like that, and it was like a failed abortion or a failed, like any of that kind of stuff. It wasn't like she didn't want the baby. It was like after, like, hey, let's take preventative steps
Yeah, exactly.
to not have another kid. Like, like that just doesn't, like,
That's fine. And there's
it doesn't make sense to me to sit there and then, like, hey, let's bring up like this woman's medical history in order to prove a point about something that it really has nothing to do with. Like, it just doesn't jive with me.
No,
It's
and
just
I
not
completely
it's
agree
just
with
not a thing that I would, bring up. The parents not only made one media appearance during the first 3 months. I'm sorry. I just read that wrong
You're
in general.
okay.
They only made one appearance during the first 3 months of this actually happening and everything, which many found suspicious, which I don't really know how you can find that suspicious, because, like, why would you want to continuously bring up something that's, like, tragic to you?
And that's
like,
playing devil's advocate, as I always do. How I would see the argument would be they're trying to not have too many cameras on them in case they slip up, in case they let out a detail that wasn't meant to be said. If they were guilty, it could be seen as I can't let myself, like, let out the fact that I threw my son off of a cliff, and not even trying to joke about that.
That's fair.
It's
No, that's fair.
But at the same time, I'm still kind of on your side, and I think the correct side, which is I wouldn't want to talk about it either.
Yeah,
I don't want to become
you have to
social
think
media
of
famous
human
based
nature.
off
You
of
have
that.
to think of the human nature that goes within, like, something like that. Like, no one wants to talk about their kid potentially dying or being lost forever. Like, no one wants to talk about that kind of stuff. So
No.
it's like, to sit there and make that an argument against them.
Yeah, because
That's
once this
silly,
happened,
you know?
especially when David Paulides got involved, the fact that this documentary is out there for all of you to watch, all of us to talk about here on the Woodsman podcast, their name is out there now. Their names are famous. And no one wants to be famous for this. No one wants to blow up and have their name known in the wide majority of media because you lost your son or daughter. Who wants to go do interviews about that? It's not like other survivalists where it's like, oh, I survived a bear attack. Let me tell my story. It's not the same thing, you know?
It's like, no, my kid is essentially most likely dead
Yeah.
in the wilderness because I made a slip up and I let them stay with someone who obviously, and I'm sorry, it's not to like, disrespect anyone's name, but you left it with someone who's incompetent.
Yeah. Not
That wasn't watching the kid. That was off with his friend fishing. He didn't care about looking after this kid within the wilderness.
they were in no place to watch over.
Even if it was
Be in
something, not paranormal, not anything spooky, not anything having to do with like any weird they left them unattended to, and they're dead as a result.
Yeah.
And it's like, as a parent, I'm doing one interview and I'm done. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah.
sit there and like rehash the whole thing because like that is some guilt that you
One
would have to
interview
live
is
with
enough.
your entire
One
life.
interview gets the questions answered for those who need to know, quote, air quotes for our
Which
audio
no one
listeners.
needs to know. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I would love, like, would I love to interview these people? Yes, like, I would love to, like, get their story and, like, understand, like, really, like, from the source, like, what was happening that day.
But they are not
what was going
obligated
on.
to do it.
But
That's the
yeah,
thing that
and
people
they're
get
not
so confused
obligated.
about this.
Yeah, it's just so sad. It's so bent backwards where it's like, people think that they have to owe them anything. They don't owe you anything. Like, as people, they just don't owe you anything. And it's really sad that people are going to sit here and try and like turn that against people.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I do think, if I had to blame anyone, depending on what happened, because we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Dior Jr. is just gone. There are the certain theories and suspicions out there. For
There's some
who's
theories
done-
about this one where I'm like, buddy,
a little weird.
this is sus. Like, it's
Um,
sus for sure.
I do think it's wrong to convict the mom or the dad in this situation, given the story and the evidence. You can watch the documentary for yourself and let us know if you disagree or agree.
And
But I
again, you
think
have to watch the
you
documentary.
have to watch
That's
the
like
documentary.
the whole
It explains
point.
it very well.
And you have
Yeah.
everyone who is in like there, like on
Mhm.
camera.
Yeah,
like
everyone's
you can see
being
their
interviewed,
facial
talking,
expressions. You can see like everything about like how they go
Their
about
demeanor,
responding to
yeah,
questions.
yeah, yeah.
Like you have all of that stuff on video. I can tell you right now, some people want to blame the grandfather.
Mhm.
The grandfather is a nice soul.
Yeah.
From the interviews, he's just the guy where he's like, hey,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like, I just don't understand what happened. I don't get it. But
I don't know.
you have the friend.
I'm a little against you on that. Just a little.
Okay.
Because I totally
Okay.
agree. I agree. He's a nice, gentle
I don't
soul.
think the grandfather did anything, but I do 100%.
I think if anything was done, most grandpa knows about it. That's what I think.
That's fair.
That's what I
fair.
think it
That's
is.
fair.
Because that's
Yeah,
how I felt about his demeanor in this
Oh,
documentary.
okay,
I
okay.
felt
Because
if
we
something
also
was
saw this
done-
stuff in a different like time. We didn't see it in real time because
No.
like I had ads, you didn't.
Yeah.
So you were a lot farther along than I was.
to me, it just felt like his demeanor was if anything happened, which I completely agree. If we're gonna blame anyone here, it's definitely the friend Isaac. If anything at all was involved with the grandpa, I think maybe Isaac,
Maybe he's
just
like keeping on
revealed
the hush
something
hush
or,
or
like,
something,
told
or like,
him or-
yeah.
but grandpa didn't want Isaac to get thrown in prison or something. Like it could be something like that. Again, we don't know.
And I
There's
hate
no
to
confirmation.
disperse, like judgment on character or anything like that. But again, if you watch the documentary and you see the way, especially how Isaac acts, It is
Some of the
like
stuff about Isaac is also.
it's creepy. Like there's a creepy factor where it's like, if it's not anything a weird paranormal thing, like David Paulides like kind of investigates within like these 411 cases. This man
Well,
has
and it's not just us speaking out of our ass. It's not
something-
just because he's a creep, weirdo looking and or talking person. There is also evidence here to support that Isaac has not been on his best behavior in his life.
Yeah.
He had a prior sex crime conviction and reportedly did not participate in the search during this whole thing. Like, people had come to his trailer to talk to him. He
refused investigations.
He didn't help look for the kid. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
interviews, all that kind of stuff.
he was very standoffish, which like that makes more sense than being monotone over the phone like the mom was. Being like, oh no, I'm good. I don't want to be interviewed. Please leave my trailer. You know, like and
yeah, he didn't live in a house.
Yeah,
he lived in a trailer in the middle of nowhere.
And yeah, we know people.
And I
have
hate
harder,
being that.
yeah.
You know, I hate being that guy. You know, because yeah, people can live in trailers. That's fine. People can live in RVs, all that kind of stuff. But it's like,
it's that combined.
You live in the
with
middle of the woods. You have a sex conviction.
You're being
you
very
refuse
standoff.
to.
You're refusing. Yeah, it's too many things where it's like
Too many red flags in order to like
yeah
make you not questionable. I'm like, hey buddy, you're the first person
oh
I'm
my
looking at.
God, yeah.
You know?
And he had also made this claim that he allegedly claimed to have had the best night's sleep the night of Dior's disappearance. That's weird.
Who says that?
What the hell is that?
Nah.
Like that was one of those lines where me and Bren looked at each other. We were like,
I'm pretty sure we paused it. I'm pretty sure we paused it. We're like, hey, did you hear that? Like did you hear what that man just said? Like right now, like
it's a very suspicious, very. It doesn't bode well.
It's one of those that just doesn't sit right in the stomach to like sit there and try and give the benefit of the doubt. Like
even
there was
if
just
you
none.
did, it doesn't make sense on social cues, right? It doesn't make sense on literal how you talk to people. Even if you did have the best night of your life for sleep,
would you say that
why
shit?
would you tell anybody that?
Yeah.
Who says that to somebody? Oh yeah, you know your kid. You know how he's like gone forever. I had this crazy dream last night. Me and Smokey the Bear were clinking beer glasses together. Like who the like you're not. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it is. It's one of
I'm
those where
remembering this story, man, and it's
it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. Well, you know, Bob, who was watching Dior at the time, stated
Bob was the grandfather, right?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. He stated to police that he had only looked away for a few minutes before the boy vanished completely. Speculation arose over inconsistencies in the family member statements and potential blame shifting, which that right there already kind of gives you a little bit of, you know, kind of what's going on, you know, the back and forth of everything, you know. Isaac, and again, that's the guy that we kind of, you know,
we suspect. If anyone was involved.
Isaac maintained that he was at the campground the entire time and had no doubt about that, yet he was the one sitting there fishing with the grandfather, which means
Bob.
that would lead you to believe that he was not at the campground when this happened because he was there at a river fishing.
Well, if you remember, because they actually...
Or a stream.
Because they bring up... I don't know if you remember this part. They literally go back to the campsite, the family, to talk about what the parents remember. And if you remember, there's their fishing spot, at least where they claimed Bob and Isaac to be when they had walked up the trail, wasn't actually too far from where their spot of like destination was. Now, it was still a okay walking distance. It was maybe 40, 50 feet from like where their food was, where their cars were.
I just feel like if you're sitting there fishing, wouldn't the logical thing be to just say like, yeah, I was fishing with Bob?
Yeah.
You know, why would you sit there and kind of claim like, oh, well, I was at the campground? Like, you're not gonna give any other details on that. You're not
weird.
gonna,
He's
you know.
he's a weird guy. To be
Okay,
to be
that's
very
fair. He's a
fair,
weird guy.
He's a weird dude.
Yeah. The last point on that is there were.
Oh, this is true. This is something that gets a bit off from the family doing it.
Yeah. There were known sex offenders in the area, raising concerns about the possibility of foul play and
Which
things
is something
like
to
that.
keep in mind. It's a fair.
If you're gonna take it away from
Point
the
of
family,
concern.
there was like
There were issues of maybe somebody was there and the family just didn't know about it. This is probably, you know, with no animal signs, with no direct links to the family that have ever been confirmed. This might be the best case scenario if you don't believe in the supernatural.
But if you were like, if you're picked up and like they were running with you and like that, even if you're 2, wouldn't you be like,
Maybe,
you know, like if you're
yeah.
like,
No,
you know,
and that's the thing. That
50
is
feet
what's
away
so
from the
weird about it.
campground, you're right there with your grandfather and a grandfather's friend, which I would consider like maybe a funkle, something like that. You're not gonna scream. You're not gonna shout. You're not gonna
No,
do
and I
anything like that.
agree.
Chloroform doesn't kick in as fast as movies let you on to believe. You know, it's not like it just doesn't.
No, I agree.
It doesn't
I
sit
agree.
right with me. It just like the whole case doesn't sit right with me. I don't think it's anything paranormal. If I'm gonna be honest, like I'm gonna give my
Supernatural though?
theories. You know, I don't think it's anything like that.
So you think what?
I think Isaac had.
Oh, you
something
think
to
it
do
was?
with it.
You think it was?
I
Isaac
do
or
think
Bob?
it's something like that, or the kid happened to fall in the river yet again. If he was that close to them,
They would have.
they would have seen it.
Especially after all this time. I can't remember when it said this story took place, but I mean, at the time, 2015, it would have been found by now. If he had fallen in the river, there would have been anything found in that river at this point in time. It's been well over.
At least any type of DNA, any type of shoe, shirt,
Been
anything,
10 years.
you know, yeah.
Almost. It's been almost 10 years now. So, you know, thinking about all that, there would have been something found in that river. And so it is very unlikely. You're right. I agree with you.
To me, it doesn't sound paranormal.
I
to
hate
me,
to
it sounds
convict
like
a
there is
person without
something
evidence,
there.
necessarily evidence, but I do think Isaac did it. So
Yeah.
if I had to put a guess, you know, this was a very public story, obviously, and so there was a lot of community and public perception that also got involved. We're not the only ones who talked about this, you know, or people that so going into some of these stories, or not stories, but involvement specifically, the parents attended a vigil for Dior. Do you remember what a vigil is? I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Like
left early to continue searching.
it's kind of one of those where a lot of people gather and just like, you know,
Oh, where they kind of just talk and
pray, light candles, all that kind of
That's
stuff. Almost like some of those people who like, if someone got hit at an intersection or something like that, people come, leave candles, they like pray, just kind of have a little, almost like a funeral, but without a body, I would assume, you know?
yeah.
Something like that, you know?
A lot of people question, kind of like we're questioning, why Isaac refused to speak to news outlets when approached at his home. This is the thing we're talking about, where they contacted him at his trailer. Social media also played a very huge role in the public perception of the whole story, because like we said, this story blew up. I mean, everyone was talking about it. People were knowing the family name at this point. People wanted to know what happened to Dior. Some groups blamed the parents, while others offered, you know, just straight up condolences, just being nice and kind to the family, whereas others just made up, you know, conspiracy theories.
Yeah. And not only that, but the family in general wanted the media to focus on their missing son rather than
makes
themselves,
sense.
you know, like they were fearing that the media bias could twist just in general the narrative as a whole. And they also saw media involvement as something that could halt the case rather than help it in general.
Yeah, because
So-
if that was the thing,
They weren't like
it's that
people who were
age-old
looking
problem.
for.
If someone had taken Dior, and then they find on the news that Dior's case has become widely public, People have now, it happened with that Night Stalker case we talked about in
Yeah.
our serial killer thing. The Night Stalker, whatever his name was, had literally heard that people were now calling him all these names and like putting a name to his acts. And
So
he
now I gotta like
used
take a
that.
break or something,
He
and
has to
now I
move
gotta,
somewhere
you know,
else. He has to take a breather. He has to, and it does, as sucky as it sounds. People need to know the story so that people can obviously know that this is a serious problem, but it also helps the bad guy in most cases if you're
Yeah,
not
because
careful.
like social media is so, and like especially now, I mean, living in 2025, you know, media has become so prevalent. Anyone can get it on the touch of their fingertips when it comes to their phone,
Hmm.
all of that, you know, kind of stuff. Everywhere has Wi-Fi. Like you don't even need cellular data or anything like that. You can just tap onto, you know, Starbucks Wi-Fi
Yep.
and bring up the news. And if you're gonna see yourself, you're gonna be like, hey, time to cool down
Time to get out of here.
and
Yeah.
time to dip, you know.
Mhm.
And it's just at that point, you know, people aren't gonna figure it out. You know, you being a keyboard warrior is not gonna solve these problems.
No.
Like, I'm sorry, you know, there are certain ones where it's like, yeah, the public did good, but majority of the cases you do bad and you hinder the investigation when you're gonna sit here and try and,
Mhm.
oh, well, I'll figure this out. Like, you won't. I'm telling you right now, like you're not gonna figure it out. You're gonna hinder an investigation. And again, as an example, to this day, these people do not know what happened to their child.
Yeah.
And that largely could have to do with the media getting involved with all this kind of stuff
Mhm.
and having to have their stories, having to have their ratings, all this kind of stuff. Like, ratings do not dictate a human life. And that's the shit that, like, you have to understand. Like, it's not worth it when it comes to people's, like, children. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. And unfortunately, that's what happened to these people, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, it even got to the point where the FBI joined the investigation
Oh,
about a
that's
month
right.
after his disappearance. The family's truck was swabbed for evidence, and nothing conclusive was found. So that
Another
already
reason
kind
why
of, you
the
know,
parents just
and they cooperated fully with the FBI. It wasn't like they were sitting there trying to hide anything. They also stated themselves like they had nothing to hide, that they would, you know, fully cooperate as
Mhm.
needed and just try to get to the bottom of everything. And after 2 weeks after interviewing the family, the FBI met with local law enforcement and found no evidence of criminal activity in Dior's case.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's time after time after time, there has just been moments of we have not found any evidence to blame this on the family. I think there should have been more investigation into Isaac, but
I
that's
think
just a
they're,
personal
yeah,
opinion.
I
I
should
can't
have.
necessarily completely put this guy on blast because I don't know. He could just be a weirdo. I've met plenty of them.
Yeah.
But it's a shame because this family may never know what happened to Dior. As it currently stands, this case status, the case remains unsolved, with no solid leads or evidence pointing to what happened to Dior Coons Jr. So it's like that's kind of the problem with these 411 cases. It is a bit of a downer topic to discuss, but it's also the reason we discuss it here on the Woodsman is because we are very much a fan of the inexplainable. We like to discuss like how could this thing be, and
But we're also healthy skeptics, you
yeah.
know, like if it's not like anything like weird or paranormal or anything like that, you know, like we just did the tunnel theory
Mm-hmm.
as well this season, and just this last month we did it. And you know, with all of that, like, yeah, it's weird, but there has to be some cases where it doesn't necessarily have to be paranormal, but there can be, you know, foul play involved with this kind of stuff, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to that, unfortunately, like, I hate to put dispersion on someone's character, but there are people who should have been interviewed more
Yeah.
in general that we could have possibly gotten some answers from regarding what happened. But it's like you put it all together, the just doesn't add up. It
No,
just
it
doesn't
doesn't.
add up, you know. And like, you know, I love David Politis as an investigator, but I would not deem this case specifically as like a paranormal one. I think that there
No.
had to have been some sort of foul play involved,
Mm-hmm.
that there was something going on. I don't think it was an accident, you know, because like you said, if it's like if you're fishing in a stream, if someone fell in the water, one, you would hear it, and two, you go out of your way to save whoever was falling in the water if they couldn't get out.
Yeah.
You know, like that just doesn't make any sense to me. I think there had to have been foul play involved. I wholeheartedly believe that Isaac had some involvement with it.
Or knows more than he's letting on,
Yeah.
you know. And Bob, I think a little bit too. I don't necessarily think he knows everything, but I think from the way I took it, and maybe Chad can let us know, if you guys watch the documentary, please let us know your thoughts on the story and what theories you have, because from my perspective, I think that Grandpa just doesn't want to talk about it because he either knows a little or knows something, but just doesn't want to like let it out there because it may not even help the case at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that said, that's kind of the biggest story in the documentary overall. We will still have a main two here in a moment where we'll discuss one or two other stories. One that, you know, if you know the one I'm thinking of, there's one that could be supernatural or something that doesn't make any sense, even more so than this. So stick around. We're going to get into it. I hope you enjoyed this first part. But yeah, I think we're going to take a quick break.
And we'll come back.
So we're back from our break.
Wish we would have had water.
We really should start bringing water more often.
We should, but we don't think that far ahead.
No, we never do. We never do. It's a tough life out here, Chad.
Yeah,
But,
this is what podcasters do for you.
We talk,
We suffer,
and we don't judge.
and we're famished.
We listen and we don't judge.
Oh, I judge. I listen, but
Have you seen
I
those?
definitely judge.
That should be a Patreon. A listen and we don't judge, where we just say things about ourselves.
And you're just like,
We listen and we don't judge. Sometimes the way you smell really pisses me off, or something like that, where it's like,
oh, if we're talking about smells of our co-hosts.
I don't smell bad. I guess, what's wrong with my smell? Do I smell? I don't smell today.
Not during the podcast.
When do I smell? What, at work? When do I smell? When I'm taking a shit?
Have you ever noticed you have a cheese kind of smell?
What are you?
Oh, you didn't know?
What are you talking?
You know how some people's body odor is like onion or like some shit like that? You smell like cheese boy. Yeah, you smell like cheese boy. Cheese boy. Only sometimes though. It's probably one of those times when like you go like 2 to 3 days without showering.
Which I don't even do anymore. Ever since I cut my hair, I go 1 day without washing my hair, and it looks like stringy bullshit. I can't control it. I tried going to work one time, 1 day not showering, and I tried to like make my hair look presentable.
Do you wash your body though?
Yes, I wash my body.
Okay.
What, do I smell like cheese that often? Oh my god, Chad! I'm so offended for so many reasons.
Just
the fact that I smell like cheese alone, and the fact that you never told me.
it's because I love you, bro.
No, it's because you're no one has a best friend who knows actively that they smell like cheese. It just lets them get away with it. Is smelled cheese before?
Sometimes. Sometimes. Maybe you just need a more powerful deodorant. Or start wearing cologne.
I don't even know how to get back into the episode now, dude.
Let's talk about cheese. What's your favorite cheese? Maybe it'll make more sense. Is it provolone? Is it Swiss? Oh, it's cheddar, isn't it? Is it mild cheddar?
I can't believe you said I look.
You don't look like a block of cheese, but
you sure smell like one. Oh, there really is so much that you guys are gonna bully out of me.
I haven't said that to a soul.
Oh my God, Chad. There are work people who listen to our pod. One of them will come to work.
They're gonna be like, "Hey, yo, what's up, cheese boy?"
So sad that I smell cheese. I'm so caught off guard. I'm so offended.
Why are you offended? I'm giving you a favor.
You've held on to this for God knows how long.
Would you want me to say at work, "Hey, Joey, you smell like cheese"?
Maybe off air, be like, "Hey, man, just looking out." You've given me so many. Hey, just looking out for you, dog. But you've never once given me the hey, just looking out. You're starting to smell like cheese. I can't. I don't know.
It's okay. I look like a dumpling.
No, you don't.
I do.
You really don't.
I think I do.
Even AI thinks I'm ugly.
You're not ugly, though.
But
Joey, smile at the camera.
I won't.
Smile at the camera. You just got to change your periodic table shirt.
See? And then there's that. Then there's that part where he's just me.
Don't worry, you sarcasm. Do you even know what each of those elements are without looking at your shirt?
No, I don't.
You got argon and sodium. Don't look at them.
You're so mean.
I'm not.
I hope to God you're kidding, because I can't believe I smell like cheese.
Wait, can I get a sniff?
No.
Wait, let me sniff.
No, I don't want you to sniff me right now.
Let
what
me sniff.
the is happening? I should smell fine. I've been freshly cleaned today.
No, you smell like good. You smell like good.
You smell like Gouda.
Oh, that's foul. Now you smell good. Now. What's the longest you've gone without a shower?
I don't know.
5 days.
Maybe. I don't know. Back when I had no job, so I was just, technically on
Leave.
life's last summer break. I didn't have any responsibilities. Why are we talking about this right now? We're supposed to be on 411. We're talking about how I'm a pathetic, worthless provolone man.
Oh, I mean, those are your words. I didn't say any of that.
how I feel now.
Do you need a therapist?
After today, yeah. God, I already stopped wearing flannels. I gave those up.
That was because of Ernie. That wasn't because of me.
But there's so much I'm trying to change just because I'm sad now.
You could always start with your weight. It doesn't have to be, you can start cutting out.
I don't even know if I can put this in. Listening to this back for the edit, it's going to be so much harder than living it.
Are you ready? Dude.
I know. I'm already the worst.
Yeah, I mean, you could just start walking. But you don't want to do that because apparently walking's too hard.
I'm supposed to roll back into this shit.
Welcome back. That's how you roll in. I mean, you can roll in another way, but it might be a suit. I'm in shape. Round is a shape.
Not even.
Come on, it's already 10 o'clock. Wrap this shit up. I love you.
Love you too.
Only say it because I care.
You've held the cheese one in for a while.
I have. Only sometimes, dude. I told you that. At least you don't smell like garlic.
Okay.
I like cheese.
I don't know how to roll back. You might have to be the one to bring this segment back in. Because I don't know how I'm supposed to go from this emotional turmoil right now into, by the way,
You're gonna switch it to yourself in the middle of this and just. All right, chat, we're back. Well, we have one more story for you. We have a couple more, but we were talking about it at the break. We think we'll put it on Patreon for you guys because there's just so much with this whole topic where there's too much to talk about.
I can't. We're gonna have to be some damn good actors for this next segment because take
I made
4.
I made Joey feel bad, and I didn't mean to. Maybe we'll put that in Patreon too. You never know. Maybe we'll make that a whole episode. But for now, we're gonna discuss this very sad and interesting topic of the
This
missing
one
411 cases.
in particular is weird in a different light than Dior was.
Yeah.
This one has different reasons for why it doesn't make any sense. And so we're going to get right into it. This is the disappearance of Jared. Oh, God. Stop laughing at me. This is a missing 411 case of Jared Atadero. He was 3 years old. You know what's real demeaning? Is the fact that for the case of entertainment purposes, I'm sat here feeling so offended, but I'm also sat here camera switching the whole time. I have a headache.
Do we just want to skip this and talk about what happened?
Welcome to the 411 episode where we discuss one story and then talk about how Joey smells like a bag of cheese.
It helps. It doesn't smell like a bag. It smells like a freshly baked roll of cheese.
I smell like cooked cheese.
I wouldn't say cooked. Molding's more like. Joey's press. Let's talk about it. So what happened in the break? You have to remember this is the season finale, so I feel like it makes it even better.
Yeah, the season finale turned into a whole discussion on Joey's smell. Wow, you know, I've been called a lot of things.
But Cheese Boy wasn't one of them.
I've been called a gorilla because of my ape strength, and I'm only ever used at work for my body. They only ever want me there if they can't lift a TV. There's been the fact that I'm apparently like a slab of meat on the show. That's a real one. Real old one there. But man,
You're the only one that describes yourself like that, though.
I will never in my life have guessed that I would ever be compared odorly to moldy cheese. I don't even know what to make of this. This is the best season finale I could have asked for.
We'll make the rest of it Patreon.
You'll get look at the story of Jared. What the his name is? Atadero.
R.I.P.
We don't know. He could just be gone.
Joey.
No, wait.
Joey.
I forgot about his situation. Never mind. Jared's dead.
Jared's 100% dead. Well, no, it isn't, though.
The way you smell. I don't know what. All right. I guess this is the finale. Let's discuss the fact that I smell like cheese.
Ah, man. What do you want to know?
How long have I smelled like cheese?
Well, I used to share a bed with you when I used to, like, hang out at your
Christ
house.
in heaven, you're talking since high school. I have smelled like Parmesan.
I told you smell like more like a cheddar. It's only sometimes, though.
Body odor. Mouth.
Body odor.
Body odor. Okay.
What other questions do you have?
Are you the only one that thinks this? Oh, nah. You know what? No. Please don't answer that
Not it.
question.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, it's not anyone from work.
Who the thinks I smell like cheese?
Take a gander and a guess.
I don't want to. This is a mean
You wanted to go on.
You did. You said we might as well at this point stop. And just
Because
discuss it.
we've talked about it for 20 minutes so far.
Because I'm just so baffled. I can't believe. I smell
Do you
like
smell like
moldy
cheese?
cheddar.
I didn't say you smelled like moldy cheddar.
You said it's more like a moldy
That
than
was
a
just-
burnt.
That was just
And
a,
you said it's not
well,
like Parmesan, it's like cheddar. Damn.
I mean,
Damn. Who are you talking about? Old?
no.
Recent?
Yeah.
Recent? I don't hang out with many people.
People you don't normally hang out with.
Does your girlfriend think I smell like cheese? I can't believe my reputation. You know what this means?
She's like-
This means you two have talked. This means that you two have sat down. You two have sat down together.
I know what I love about Joey the most. His smell.
His aroma. The way it wafts. You can always tell he's coming close by because it smells like a pizza kitchen.
No, it's not cooked.
Oh my god, you're so mean. You're so mean. I have
This is
a
what
headache.
this is what you get for calling me SpongeBob Teeth all those years.
I have not called you SpongeBob in so long.
But you did.
I can't believe your girlfriend thinks I smell like cheese. That's crazy. That's just wild to me. Oh,
Do you want to borrow some cologne?
I'm about to go buy so much.
No, I don't trust your.
I liked the one.
I don't trust your sense.
I liked one back in high school. Tell me if. I think this was the one. How the fuck do you spell cologne? That's not the one. I can't read the word. That's not how to spell. Yeah, this one. I like this one.
I've never heard of that one.
I had it in high school.
It's Calvin Klein though.
I
Hell yeah.
guess. It's loading, but
It said
those who
S
are-
de toilette, so it would smell like a toilet.
what are you?
I'm just kidding.
Calvin Klein Obsession Main Eau de Toilette. Why the is it so much money? What the
much cologne cost, buddy?
Who would buy this thing? Was like the size of a
You want me to give you one?
I'm so sad.
I got some extras.
I guess. At this point, I probably need it, right?
You smell good right now. Did you just take a shower today?
You talk to me like a 7 years old.
I'm just asking.
You're talking like a proud parent.
You didn't? You didn't you?
I did take a shower today.
You should keep doing that.
I do. I do.
Start taking them in the morning.
I do. That's when I take showers. I don't care that I peaked. That's when I take them every morning before I go to work.
Oh,
The only times I'm slacking on it is
do
maybe
you put
on
on
weekends.
deodorant
Yes.
every day?
Yes.
Every night?
Not every night.
You should.
I can't believe this is the season finale of the Woodsmen podcast season 4.
We hope you guys enjoy it, because After this conversation, I don't know when Joey's coming back.
Yeah, God, I gotta figure out my I gotta solve this problem before I ever start working on the podcast again. I can't go around thinking people think I smell.
Well, for going about corrections, you could just stop wearing graphic tees.
There's always something.
Your haircut's good. I liked your long hair, but
I can never please you. Can't.
it looks good though.
I can't.
We never even talked about Joey's haircut, I don't think.
We mentioned it once.
Oh.
It was in a housekeeping. I can't believe your girlfriend thinks I smell like cheese. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. To think, like, it really does bother me to think that you two have like been hanging out together alone, and maybe perchance I've stumbled into the conversation.
You stumble into almost every conversation we have because you mean so much to me.
I appreciate that. I also would like to thank you that though I reek of spray cheese, that you've still stuck by my side through 60 episodes of this show. I'd like to thank you.
Oh, not through years of since fourth grade.
That's true. You did mention that it's been since high school, or even sooner. Has this been since I've been a child? Oh,
Not that I know of. Not that I know
you
of.
weren't really thinking about it back then. You weren't like,
I
I
wasn't.
wonder what cheese smells like. Hey, Joey.
It's only like certain times where I'm like, oh, Joe hasn't taken a shower today. Or I'm like, somehow cheese. Not onion. Cause I like onion's like basic. Like I smell like onion. Like if I don't put on deodorant, like the under of my arms will be like, oh Jesus Christ. Like it smells like strong ass onion. You're just like, cheddar. That's cool. Like, you know, like it's not bad. It doesn't smell bad because I love cheese. I'm just like, oh, that's like interesting.
Chat. Chat, I hope you had just as great of a season 4 as we did.
Oh, so this is where we're ending it. Okay, cool.
What else is there? It's been almost a half hour of cheese talk.
If you guys have any colognes that you would like Joey to
Yes,
try
please
on,
send them in. An episode of the Patreon will just be me trying colognes.
oh, that'd be a good one, actually.
It'll be great. We're gonna fix me, chat. One day I won't be broken anymore. What?
I mean, you could always start with plain black t-shirts.
Lose the weight. Stop
Yeah.
smelling like cheese. No graphic tees. No flannels. Clothes.
I love
Your
your flannels, though, bro.
The flannel.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm baffled. I'm baffled.
Please don't go out like one of these people in the 411 cases.
Just disappear. Joey, the final straw, the one that finally was a step too far for Joey, was being told he smells like cheese. You don't want to be attending my funeral.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I got some things to work on, chat.
We're gonna have to rename this episode too. It's gonna be missing 411 / cheese boy ?
I don't know how I'm gonna make it cold open for this. I don't know how I'm supposed to take clips from this episode. The flannels. I'll try and do better. I'm gonna clean myself up.
Season 5, baby.
Season 5 will be a whole new man.
He's gonna come back. He's gonna look like pretty Squidward.
Do you know what's wild?
What?
I've told you, and I haven't told chat this, but I've told you off air. I've been working with ChatGPT to put transcripts of our previous episodes so that if one day I want to go back and be like, hey, what happened in this episode? What was,
Yeah.
how did we evolve over time? You know, one thing it's been taking note of on its own? An ongoing gag. You want to know what that ongoing gag from earlier episodes was? How I wasn't sticking to my workout routine. It would be like, hey.
How's that going, actually? I mean, it's the end of the season. We might as well bring it up.
Yeah, it's great.
Have you worked out at all?
No.
Have you walked?
No. If you want
What
to
have
count
you been...
heavy lifting at work.
What's food been like for you?
Oh, bad. A lot of cheese.
Hey, I with cheese, dude. That's my favorite smell. I mean, food.
What a wild season finale, dog. We've had some real crazy ones.
I hope one of our listeners will buy you a Calvin Klein obsession just for a gift.
I hope that's also, people really take the cologne. The cologne community also really is very particular. I hope I didn't just name like the dumbest cologne and people are going to be like, oh my God, this guy.
I mean, Calvin Klein, I've never had a bad Calvin Klein smell.
Well, I remember.
I'm a Michael Kors guy.
When I was a kid. Maybe
Or
I'll
Givenchy. I like Givenchy.
How much money do I have?
Buy that shit right now on
cologne. Don't tempt me, bro.
Cheese boy, cheese boy, cheese boy.
For the finale.
It's going to be even crazier for the people who are just listening to the audio because it's just going to be a lot of
much
wheezing
laughing.
and a lot of like, what's happening right now? Like Joey looked up this cologne on air right now currently because he's self-conscious.
Just why you gotta word things like that?
Are you not?
I'm so sad. I'm so sad, chat.
He's about to buy it on Amazon right now. Obsession for men. There you go, 95.
Oh my God.
You're gonna buy it, aren't you? You're gonna buy it, aren't you? Might as well get the one with the aftershave too.
I don't shave though.
Oh, we know.
Trim. Oh Christ. Here we go. What are the differences? Oh, it's ounces.
Yeah.
So this is what is this one?
Think of it in terms of alcohol.
I don't understand. Might as well get the big one, right? Might need it for a while. Smells like oranges, lavender, and wood.
For him and her. What are we kidding? You don't have a her in your life. Just buy the $80 one.
That one's probably small though. All right, fine. Fuck it.
You're not supposed to use that much, cheese boy.
No, out.
Oh, you're not gonna buy it right now?
Well, he's buying it right now, chat. I almost just for chat. God, I can't. Honestly,
You should ask in the work chat if people noticed.
chat. I just want you to know this is actually happening.
For any of our audio listeners, Joey just turned on screen share and he's about
so
to
chat can officially
purchase.
see us.
Don't worry, proceed to checkout. There we go.
Stop telling me to do it.
You don't have to. It's only gonna come out to $95.
I'm gonna have to blur some of this information, but it's fine.
Wait, you might want it to come in like earliest it can.
I hate you, dude.
Oh no, Wednesday, April 30th? Yeah, you're good, dude.
Spend $95.
Easy.
Can't believe I smell like cheese. There you go, chat. Just for you guys, just for my co-host, so he doesn't quit recording with me from pure disgust
I
of my
never
smell.
said your cheese smell was that bad. I just said
like
sometimes
cheese.
you smell like it. Only sometimes.
I got a confirmation email. Look at that.
Amazon works so fast.
I would like to thank you all for joining us on this journey we've had. But I don't think I can do this much longer without getting a migraine from laughing so hard.
We're crying.
We're crying, breaking down to a point that no one's going to want to watch because it'll just be sad.
They'll be like, my God, he's not even getting that much viewers. Like, you just need to stop.
He just bought $95 for 40 subscribers and an average of 5 downloads a week.
Hey, it's about almost 40, okay? Those 40 subscribers are loyal. and we're 2 of them.
Yeah. Am I subscribed to the Woodsman? I am subscribed to the Woodsman, aren't I? Chat. Thank you so much. I think if my co-host, my nice smelling co-host, can agree, I think this might be where we wrap up season 4 officially.
This might be where we wrap up the show in general. Man, no, it's been a great season 4. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought up the cheese smelling in the middle of the pod, but
it was fun though. It's great. You're fixing me, right? It's slowly chiseling away.
You can be your own man, dude.
Well, maybe one.
You're just doing it to yourself. Or for yourself. There you go.
For myself.
Yeah, you're doing it for yourself. Yeah. Well, we'll be back.
We're going to be back in a month.
In a month. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm sure, well, I definitely enjoyed this episode. I don't know about Joey.
I wasn't expecting it to go this way.
Don't worry. We'll have a Patreon episode out with the rest of our stories for the Missing 411 documentary. And, yeah, we hope you guys just keep liking, subscribing, rating, commenting, emailing, all that kind of stuff. We love you guys so much. We appreciate you. Without you guys, there would be no us. And we hope to see you next season, season 5, the Woodsmen Podcast. We've been your hosts, Brad Murphy.
And Cheese Boy Magee. The Woodsman Podcast is actively reading and responding to anything and everything on Instagram and our email.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the show, or would like to possibly be on the show, you can email us at thewoodsmanpod@gmail.com.
Make sure to keep up with all things Woodsman related on Instagram and X at WoodsmanPod.
Don't forget to rate, like, and subscribe to the Woodsman Podcast wherever you get your podcasts, with video exclusively on YouTube and Patreon.
Make sure to follow our personal accounts at Strange Kids and Piemaster J on all platforms. The Woodsman Podcast is co-produced by Brent Murphy and Joey Rucker.
Recorded at Elite Sound Studios, located in the Inland Empire.
Written by Brent Murphy.
Technical support by Eric Bessero.
Video editing by Joey Rucker. And blood, sweat, and tears by all of us.
Any additional content by the Woodsman Podcast may not be used without our permission. Copyright Cabin 13 Productions.